Hello, my dear student. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are quite okay and fine. Welcome you all to my today online class. Before going to start my today's lecture, first of all, I would like to introduce myself to all of you. I am Muhammad Ghulam Morshed, lecturer of biology, Milestone College, Uttara Dhaka. Today I am going to discuss about chapter 1, that is animal diversity and classification. I am going to discuss about 4 non-coded phylum, their characteristic features and example. Look at the figure here. This is the animals belongs to the phylum Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda and Echinodermata. Phyla of non-chordates. Learning output. After completing this lesson, students should be able to classify the animals up to phylum, tell the characteristics and examples, phylum Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda and Echinodermata. Now let's discuss about the phylum Annelida. Annelida is actually comes from the Latin word annulus, which means small ring. Now let's discuss about some of the important characteristic features of the phylum Annelida. The body long, bilaterally symmetrical and true coelomate. Main excretory organ is nephridia. Locomotory organ is city or parapodia. Trochophore larva is actually found in their life cycle. Body long, bilaterally symmetry, true coelomate. If you look at the figure here, the body is actually long, bilaterally symmetrical and true coelomate. Main excretory organ is nephridia. They have the nephridia which act as a excretory organ, and this nephridia is used to excrete the nitrogenous waste materials from their body. Locomotory organs is city or parapodia. And this is the trochophore larva, and these types of larvae is actually found in the life cycle. Now the example of Annelida, there is Caudata and the Hirudinaria melanensis. Now let's discuss about our another non-coded phylum, that is the Arthropoda. This is the biggest phylum of major phylum of the animal kingdom. If you look at this screen, you can see here the diversity of animals are actually found under this phylum Arthropoda. The Arthropoda is actually comes from the Greek word arthron, which means joint, and podos means food. Actually, all the animals belongs to the phylum Arthropoda bear the jointed appendages. This is one of the most important characteristic features of the phylum Arthropoda. Now let's discuss about some of the important characteristic features of the phylum Arthropoda. The jointed appendages, they have the jointed appendages. This is the most important characteristic features. Metamerosome, bilateral symmetry and trachma presence. Head contains compound eyes and antennae. Cuticular exoskeleton is found. Vaulting is regular. And the main excretory organs in Malpighian tubules. Hemocoel is actually filled with blood. If you look at this figure very minutely, then you can see that this appendage is actually jointed. Metamerosome present because these animals belongs to the phylum Arthropoda is actually metameric animal. The body is consisting of a numerous segment, some segments, but most of the time the segments are dissimilar. So heteronomous metamerosome actually found in the phylum, in the animals of the phylum Arthropoda. and they are bilaterally symmetrical. Body can be divided into two equal half along with only one plane, and the tagma is present. Body is distinctly divided into some distinct region. For example, head, thorax and abdomen. In case of insecta, the body is divided into three tagma, that is the head, thorax and abdomen. But in case of arachnid, like spider, the body is divisible into two tagma, that is prosoma and ophistosoma. But if you think about the crustaceans like crabs, the body is actually divided into two tagma, cephalothorax and abdomen. Now the head bear contains compounds eye and antennae. Cuticular exoskeleton is found. Molting is regular. Actually, the animals belongs to the phylum Arthropoda is actually covered by cuticular exoskeleton, which is made up of chitin. The chitin is a complex polysaccharide, and the molting is actually regular. Molting is nothing but the shedding of their exoskeleton in a regular fashion or regular interval. Main excretory organ is Malpighian tubules. The Malpighian tubules is act as a excretory organ in case of the phylum Arthropoda. This is the main excretory organs of the animals of Arthropoda. Hemocoel is actually filled with blood. The animals are actually coelomate, eucoelomate animal, but the coelom is actually filled with blood, and that type of coelom is actually called the hemocoel. Now the examples of the Arthropoda. This is the Poecilocera pictus and Julus terrestris. Now let's discuss about another non-cordate phylum, that is the mollusca. Actually molluscus comes from the Latin word molluscus, which means soft. The characteristics of the mollusca: body is soft, bilaterally symmetrical, unsegmented and covered with shell. Ventral body wall specialized as a muscular foot. Dorsal body wall forms the pair of fold called mental, which enclose the mental cavity. Radula is found in the digestive system. Body is soft, bilaterally symmetrical, unsegmented and covered with shell. If you look at the figure here, the body is actually, if you think about the snail, the body is actually soft and bilaterally symmetrical. Most of the animals belongs to the phylum Mollusca are bilateral, but there are some exceptionalities there. In case of gastropoda is one of the class of phylum Arthropoda. The member of the animals belongs to the class gastropods are actually asymmetrical animals like Pila globosa or snail, and they are unsegmented. The ventral body wall is specialized as a muscular foot. If you look at the figure here, this is the muscular foot which act as a locomotion purpose or swimming purpose. The dorsal body wall forms pair of fold called the mental, which enclose the mental cavity. The radula is found in the digestive system. Radula is actually found, this is the special characteristic features of the phylum Mollusca. The radula is present in their digestive systems. Now the examples of phylum Mollusca, Pila globosa and Octopus macropus. Now our last non-chordate phylum, that is the Echinodermata. echinodermata is actually comes from the Greek word ekainos, which means spine, and derma means skin. So all the member of the animals belongs to the phylum echinodermata is actually bear numerous spine on their body surface. Now let's discuss about some of the important characteristic features of the echinodermata. The body is actually unsegmented, pentamerous symmetrical. Exoskeleton, endoskeleton with spicule. Water vascular system is present and locomotor organ is tube feet. And the oral and aboral site can be detected. Body unsegmented, pentamerous symmetrical. If you look at the figure here, body is actually unsegmented. No segmentation is found in case of the phylum echinodermata, but body is actually pentamerous symmetrical. Endoskeleton with spicule, and the water vascular system is present and locomotory organ is tube feet. Now the oral and aboral site can be detected. Example of the echinodermata: Antedon bifida and Echinus esculentus. Now the teamwork. Group A, write down 2 characteristics of above animal. Group B, write down 2 characteristics of above animal. Now the evaluation. It has named Dr. Hassan saw that some tubular and segmented animals have come out from the earth. He also observed that a small animal with 6 legs and with 2 pair of wings stay on his hand. Dr. Hassan said to his daughter, "The animals staying on my hand belongs to a special phylum which play a vital roles in our economy. A. What is Malpighian tubule? B. What is meant by water vascular system? C. Describe the characteristics of phylum of the first mentioned animal. D. Analyze the significance of the statements of Dr. Hassan." Now the homework. Write down the 2 characteristics of each phylum. Thank you for your patient sharing. I think today's lecture was very much effective lecture for all of us. I am humble requesting you all to watch my video lecture for several times so that you can understand each and every topic that have already discussed here today. If you have any queries regarding my today's lecture, feel free to ask me, or you can also ask your respective subject teacher. Thank you all. Khuda Hafiz.